the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to match day number 4 of RSC Season 26. We are here in the Prospect Division for a showdown between Tomcats and Aetherborn. I am K-Vox. With me is Taco, and it is a wonderful day to be a Rocket League fan. How are you doing today, Taco?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for this matchup. We're getting into a little bit further into the season. We're starting to see teams separate themselves and starting to get a slight bit of a picture of how the season is gonna take shape. But still, only 4 match days into the season, there is still a lot of Rocket League left to be played. So it's certainly going to be imperative that these teams get off to a good start and put on a good show tonight.
Absolutely. This is one of my favorite parts of a Rocket League season when in any league, because there's a ton of them now, and that's incredibly good for our esport, where you are starting to see the trends and to get a feel for how teams tick, but there is still so much road ahead of them that anything can still happen and it's still full of possibility. That is always an incredibly fun time to me. And what do you think of these two teams? Because we're seeing very different ends of the table coming in tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least between these teams. Tomcats hovering around 500. If we'll look at the team stats here, Tomcats 5-7, Aetherborn are 8-4, so off to a
Hmm.
hot start. Both teams shooting similar percentages, but Aetherborn definitely taking a lot more shots, so then producing a lot more goals and
Hmm.
assists. So definitely a stronger start to the season for Aetherborn. But again, early in the season, these teams have probably played vastly different opponents. So they might have had easier opponents. Tomcats might have had stronger opponents. It's hard to tell. So we'll see what happens when we get out there.
Yeah. Yes. What I'm seeing there is Tomcats comes out of the last match day at 0-4. They took a bit of a drubbing. They only got 6 goals across that entire 4 game series. So what I'm interested in seeing is how the team is doing on morale and what lessons they've learned from their last match, especially against as incredibly aggressive a team as Aetherborn, because that is a frankly insane number of shots per series already this early into a season. They just keep shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. And Rocket League's already an aggressive, fast paced game, but this team is redefining that word, in my opinion.
Yeah, Etherborn are putting up a lot of shots and a lot of goals. So definitely going to be looking out for their offense. But Tomcats have, yeah, as you said, they started the season off well, 5-3, but then the rough 0-4 loss.
Mhm.
They could have been playing one of the top teams. It's tough to say, but definitely they're going to be looking to bounce back from that. But we'll move on to the player stats here for the Tomcats. Led by Ditto with 9 goals, 6 assists, and then Mango also with 9 goals and 5 assists. And then a little bit of a rotation. It seems like we got word that Tomcats will be doing a full 4-man rotation
Mhm.
with Zen Zen and Zona rounding out that roster.
Fascinating, full-on hockey shifts. If anyone's following the NHL playoffs, that's the team's fault, not mine. Who gave two different leagues almost identical acronyms? That one's not on me. Take it up with whoever runs the NFL and NHL. Anyway, that's going to be a very interesting approach for going up against Aetherborn, who have such cohesion and such a high amount of pressure, especially when you look at Tomcats' save totals. 11 saves, 22 saves, 9 saves, 12 saves. That is a very, very large number for this early in a season. So what that tells me is that if the pressure of the aggressive Aetherborn approach doesn't crack them, they might well have a good chance at creating openings and exploiting that aggression.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you were mentioning, the saves, Mango with 22 saves individually. That's a lot. And he's got a 40% shooting percentage and 9 goals when he is on offense. It seems like he's just going to be looking to build from the back, prefers to start from the third man
Hmm.
position. So definitely going to be looking out for him, probably sitting back further than his teammates and waiting for the play to develop before he comes in. But it could be adjusted based on how the opening games go.
Certainly, any team worth their salt is going to change depending on the goals, depending on how things go. And there's sort of a tactical, ideological school of thought in Rocket League. Some teams believe in scoring more goals than the opponent. Some teams believe in conceding fewer goals than the opponent. And what we have here in Tomcats versus Aetherborn is sort of a clash of those two philosophies of Rocket League. But speaking of Aetherborn, let's get talking about their player stats because that's a fun show.
Yeah, absolutely. Etherborn, led by ThatHomieGage, the GM. Mel, I believe,
Hmm.
is an AGM for the franchise as well. So lots of management in this in this team. So as well as grand.slamdalf, and then Wolverine has contributed 2 games. So maybe he'll get some play tonight. But it seems like they have a relatively strong starting three. And ThatHomieGage and Mel were both on the Spearmint Challenger team, which is the tier above last
Wow.
season, I remember. So they are in the tier below now, and so off to a very hot start. Both of them with 13 goals. Gage is a very strong player. I remember Mel is also a super strong player. She's super talented, and again, you see the saves not as much, but they still have a good amount. And also, I want to highlight the demos. Gage has 16 demos already through 12 games, so he's going to be looking to get physical and get active.
Yeah, that is when you look at these stats, this is extremely smash mouth in your face Rocket League. It's almost Klopp's Liverpool mixed with the Las Vegas Golden Knights is what I'm seeing, especially when you consider the sheer volume of shots and those demos. And Mel is absolutely probably the one to look out for here on Etherborn, in my opinion, Taco, because she is not only a great shooter herself, but she's incredible in the air and at putting the ball in a playable location. I've been looking over the past few match days, and she is constantly setting ThatHomieGage and grand.slamdalf up for capitalizing on opportunities and creating good touches for them to slam home. So Tomcat's best hope here might well be trying to break this chain, maybe playing some ugly Rocket League. What do you think, Taco?
Yeah, I think Etherborn are going to try and be a very aggressive, fast rotating team, and it's going to try and catch out Tomcats if they're not ready for that style of pace, that style of play. But it's going to be interesting to see because, again, we don't know until the games go. So I think that's just enough yapping for us. I'm going to tell the players they are good to go, and we are going to get right into this.
Oh wow, they were waiting for us. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It seems I was holding things up. We've got kickoff. Welcome to match day number 4.
Starting us off on the opening kickoff, it goes right to Ditto, gets an opening air dribble opportunity, but it's not going to lead to much as ZonaHOMI in on the first lineup is going to watch this one go over his head. Ditto will play it out to the sidewall. Zona's going to get that mid boost, try and follow up on it. Trying to look for a pass in mid. Gage watching the sidewall. Mango's coming in for the shot. Shut down and then cleared away by grand.slamdalf. Zona rushing to get back. Plays it to the sidewall. Keeping it under control. Everyone's in that little left corner of the Tomcats. Demo comes out. We were talking about that physical play and almost leading to a goal to start us off.
Incredibly fast-paced opening, already turning into a bit of a traffic jam, and you're right, this is exactly what I was warning about. That incredibly fast-paced smash mouth Rocket League. We already see a bit of a jam here going on right now midfield. Mel's not able to capitalize on that touch, not able to really get anything going. Mango with the demo, talking about that ugly Rocket League, already trying to get it past, but right now, they are doing a very good job, Tomcats, of keeping the pressure on Mel and her friends. Right now, they are not having a great job, Aetherborn, of getting through what is happening here, getting good connected shots. Oh my goodness! Off the post, saved, cleared long. That could have been very, very ugly for Tomcats, Taco.
Yeah, that was very nearly the opening goal, just off the crossbar and the post, the little fourth of the goal, and it could have really bounced in, but it did not find it. Looking for the outlet pass, grand.slamdalf puts it on target, but it was saved away. Mel, though, looking to recycle, gets a strong touch to keep it in possession, in control. Gage is coming in, and absolutely slots it to the right side, past the last defender.
Yeah, just straight off the wall, and you see this a lot in Rocket League, where an attempted clear or save gets sent straight to your opponent's bumper. In volleyball, they call that an overpass, when you have essentially accidentally knocked the ball over the net and given your opponent a free shot.
Yeah, Gage starting us off very well and looking dangerous as always. Ditto gets a great win over the last defender. That's just going to go as far as the midfield, though. Gage will run over the ball. Who's going to be next to it? Gage is going to have to cut it out. Does get enough on it to push it to the side, but the pressure is starting to build for Tomcats until it's sent away.
Yeah, that is an incredibly long clear straight into Tomcats. Loses the clash near the wall. Right now, very dangerous playing near the wall when Mel is in good form. She really likes to play off the wall or into the air, and especially send one down to ThatHomieGage. So look out for that action right there. We're not seeing it yet, but that play is incredibly common from Aetherborn. Threat on goal from grand.slamdalf. That's in! Mel gets the second goal.
Man, that is perfectly placed. Ditto, little bit of a pop that he wouldn't have wanted that touch. Mel perfectly places it on the crossbar and in, and they will take a 2-0 lead now. Aetherborn off to a hot start.
Incredibly hot start. This is the exact thing I was warning people about, especially because you have to consider the morale of Tomcats, who are already planning to do full hockey line changes between games, and they are coming off an 0-4 last match. I'm not trying to harp on that. I'm not trying to rub their noses in it. I'm just saying that when you come out of that and come into as incredibly aggressive a team as Aetherborn is, psychological pressure is something to consider.
Absolutely, and usually when you are using that full man rotation, you're looking to find a lineup that is working for you. So when you're getting this much pressure and the Aetherborn side are pressuring as much as they are, it's hard to get a grasp on what's working and what's not, as that one will go harmlessly wide, but it was a good chance by Mango. Here comes Ditto. This might be a chance here. Ditto's going to be
just beautiful. Oh my goodness, Taco. Look at this. grand.slamdalf does exactly what I was talking about a minute ago. Sets it straight to Ditto, who does what a friend of mine calls a teardrop shot. Droops up and then straight down into net.
Yeah, that's a beautiful little floater there. I thought more was going to be required, but Gage had started to flip out of net, so he was not in the proper position to make enough of a play. So instead, Tomcats may be building into this one. Yeah, there's going to be a double commit there. Mango's coming in. Zona's faking it out for him. Mango will find the tying goal.
That really turned into a traffic jam, and you can see why nobody in Aetherborn was quite in position. That touch right there almost cleared the ball away, but Mango did a great job of playing through contact, as they say in basketball.
Well, if we were looking for a blowout, we are not getting a blowout in game one. Aetherborn took an early lead, but Tomcats are now showing that they have some bite, they have some threat, and they can keep up with the pace. Though Aetherborn still very mechanical, still very threatening as Mel looking to make great plays. A pass. Where's the follow? Grand.slamdalf a little too late to the play to make an impact. But it still might not matter. Gage gonna pop it up, get a demo. Mel just has to drop this on target, and it's a beautifully placed shot.
That was just pure team play, because look at Homie right here. Look at Gage. He clears the defender out of the way, and without that demo, there's a solid chance that that dunk gets blocked. Great team synergy.
That is great team synergy indeed. Gage sweeping the net. Knew he couldn't really make a play on the ball, so he left it to go for a demo and continue to make plays. Low 50 attempted by Mango, but it's met well by grand.slamdalf, who's going to play it and slam it towards the other end. Gage getting another demo, another bump, but Mel was a little too far out of the play. It could be countered and responded by Ditto, trying to find a touch, but no second man to support, and they're down 10 seconds left. There's not enough time. You need the support. Ditto's going to clear it long, but this one I don't think is going to be able to be touched by any of the Tomcats players. It won't. Aetherborn will take game one.
Aetherborn did a great job towards the end there of just keeping the ball away and racing into formation where they were not creating any easy opportunities to break the chain and to disrupt passes. What you saw there was Aetherborn just clumping up and not quite parking the bus because that's too passive, but driving in a formation that was incredibly hard to disrupt. That said, Tomcats was really onto something in those final 30 seconds or so. You saw a lot of Mango, for example, actively clearing players out of the way and screening for his teammates. I think if they do that more often, they're going to have a good chance of a better game too.
Yeah, as we are getting subs coming in from both sides, actually. So Aetherborn are subbing out who is that? They're subbing out grand.slamdalf, and Wolverine is in for them, and then Tomcats subbing out ZonaHOMI and putting in Zen. So some interesting changes. Both teams looking to fully rotate their lineups around, and as we'll have to hold a little bit longer as we get our first maintenance of the day. We really need a maintenance counter at this point. We had a splash counter. Now you got the lobby down for maintenance counter.
Some of the servers ever. I mean, I know there's a major going on, and that's where most of the focus is going, but come on, people. Rocket League, Epic has to know that there's a lot of leagues out there that put matches on around this time. Come on. Well, while I got saying that, it seems like we are back up and underway. I might have to exit and come back in.
Yeah, we have the lobby back up, but we are waiting for the players to rejoin. Yeah, so K-Vox, I didn't get to ask. I just went straight into the games, but now that we're one game through, do you have a prediction of the series score?
I think this is going to be 3-1 Aetherborn, but Tomcats is going to make Aetherborn feel it. They're not going to go down just being shut out completely. There's going to be close games. I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least one overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. It's going to be hard to predict with both teams making a lot of subs, so could go either way. I think 3-1's a good choice. I'm going to say 2-2, and hopefully we have a competitive series. That would be fun. But yeah, it really could go either way. And Aetherborn have certainly started off hot and found some great shots. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch.
I'm interested in how Tomcats' game plan survives these frequent changes they're planning to do, because team chemistry is incredibly important in Rocket League, especially against an opponent this strong and aggressive, as Mel is already facing two defenders, trying to fish that out of the corner, looking for a teammate, loses it, the long clear from Zen, but saved!
Yeah, Zen coming into the lobby, just off playing with Vitality, so...
I don't think it's that Zen.
Yeah, well, if it was, I think the rest of the lobby better be terrified, because how is that weapon sitting in the prospect tier? That would be something to watch, but this Zen is going to be looking to make as much of an impact, though in a lower tier and lower level of Rocket League, as the real Zen. This time, though, ThatHomieGage looking to make bumps and demos happen every time it seems Gage gets the ball on that sidewall. He's looking to follow up and clean up. This time, the net's left wide open and Mel slams it after an awkward touch off the wall. Mango couldn't make contact.
I told you, Mel is so good at playing off the wall and in the air. She can sniff this out like a shark sniffs out blood. I know it's a bit of a cliche, I know it's a bit gross, but that is Mel. She is playing like a shark for this team.
Yeah, Mel is on fire, and Gage is trying to bang that one towards the back wall. Wolverine, this is the first bit of action that he'll really be on to as he gets the pass over to Gage. This one floating down, saved away and cleared. But Zen looking for the sidewall, trying to find a double, can't get it. He might be able to follow up, looks for the bump instead. Mel was aware of it. Mango can't make contact. Ditto plays it to the corner. Gage thought he had time, but Ditto is making sure he has no space to create something dangerous. Zen towards the sidewall. Can he follow up? No, Mel is ready for it and waiting to send it away. Still, there's a demo. This could be something. Ditto tries for the shot. It's on the near post and saved away.
Yeah, that would have been a very sticky situation, but their team rotations are very strong defensively right now, and you can see that very clearly whenever Tomcats gets close. All three of Aetherborn just really get close to goal, so they stay spaced out enough to support each other. Right now, you see Wolverine missed the shot, but Gage is right there in time. What was I just talking about, Taco?
Yeah, there's a lot of action happening, but Aetherborn are ready. There's a shot coming in. Mango can't get it to, or will get the save, I should say. Gage looking for a pass, but Ditto ready and able to save it away. This is going to be a chance for Zen. Mel, always there, always reliable. Still making play after play. Gage gets it around one. Gage off the ceiling. He doesn't have enough boost to follow it. It won't matter, though. Mel has enough boost to be there right on the seed. And all they had to do was think Gage might get that play off the ceiling. And it stunned them for a second for Mel to come in.
Wonderful synergy from those two. We've been talking about the chemistry between them and how good they are at setting up opportunities for each other. Mel was waiting for that ball to drop, and that is why Aetherborn are 2 up right now. But 2 minutes left to go. There is a lot of Rocket League left to play, Taco.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of Rocket League. The last game started off similar with Aetherborn up 2-0, and it ended up 3-2. They tied it at one point, did Tomcats. So
Yes.
this is certainly anything but over with a lot of time on the clock.
Yep, long clear onto Aetherborn half. That's cleared back. That's volleying straight in. That was a dangerous one. But Mango has been playing very solid defense lately. Very good at winning the aerial race. Very good at preventing situations like this that you just saw Ditto having to make a save. That's going into the Aetherborn corner now, turning into a bit of a traffic jam. Most cars on the pitch right there. Bit of a race out of Aetherborn's half. Going up the wall, scaling the wall is Mango. He's been incredibly good in the air. Mel misses the shot. Can't quite get the touch. That's going up again. Right now, Mango's going for it. Ditto's going for it. Gets it up high. Taco, this is going to come down. That's going to be dangerous. Mango gets it away. No opportunity for Mel's teammates to follow up.
Yeah, there is cars swarming everywhere. This one coming middle.
Oh!
Mel saves it away in the nick of time. Gage trying to read the bounce. Can't get the read, but it won't matter. Zen on it. Mel sees the loose touch. Mango will see it to the corner. Grabs the 100. This one's passed in mid for Mel, and she's on fire. The defense is terrified. They cannot stop her.
Let's give Wolverine his flowers here. Look at that pass off the wall. Mel was already moving because she knew Wolverine was going to set that up for her. And what we're seeing from the Tomcat defense is expecting very direct shots. Mango's doing a great job of defense. See how he wins the kickoff here. But they do not seem ready when shots come in at the angles that Aetherborn like to play.
Yeah, this one coming in mid, and it's saved away. Zen could not get it. Mango, that one won't
that's
even
scary!
go in. It finally breaks through the net, breaks through the Aetherborn defense after bounce off the post. Finally, Zen was there for the tapping.
Yeah, that was just a rotational collapse there, and what you saw there was a bit of boost starvation too, because there was a defender in position to race back and stop Zen from making that shot, but he was behind Zen and had no boost. Oh my goodness! You know who had boost? Gage.
Yeah, this one was just kind of waiting in midfield, and a great 50 from Mel again. Gage comes in and slots that one, as no one on Tomcats, they were crept up, probably looking to counter and make a goal happen. And again, Tomcats have had 10 shots this game. That's not like they haven't had chances. They just can't break this heroic defense from Aetherborn. Gage trying to flick it, can't get the touch off in time. Wolverine just gonna have to stay behind the ball, not overcommit. This one's gonna go across net. Gage should be able to bang it towards the wall. It might hit up. It will hit the ground. And Aetherborn up 2-0.
Yeah, they really did feel like they'd been in a game, though. Mango has stepped up his defensive play and his aggression, and that goal from Zen, if I was Aetherborn right now, that would have made me wake up. I would have started sitting up a lot straighter in my chair. I would have been like, whoa, what was that? Okay, we got to start playing a lot more carefully. Taka, what things were you seeing in that game that are interesting to you, that especially stand out, especially as we go into the back half of this series?
Well, Aetherborn seemed very, ready for every shot. Tomcats were getting a lot of shots, but it wasn't like they were extremely dangerous chances. They were always rotating through to get into position to make saves. They weren't scrambling. They were never caught out of position. So Aetherborn's defensive rotations are very impressive, and Tomcats, I think, are going to have to get physical to match that, like Gage has been doing, sweeping the net, breaking people down, and making them panic. Because if they're just allowed to sit in net and play their normal game, they won't win the way this is going.
We were talking about that a little earlier. I remember suggesting that myself, and I think it's a great point. The ability to disrupt what Aetherborn wants to do is going to be very important. They cannot play conventional Rocket League. Personally, I'd like to see a lot more boost robbery, a lot more boost starvation as we go into Game 3. Welcome to some more Rocket League, everybody. And I know you all don't mind. We're all the kind of people who are up at 11 p.m. Eastern Time to watch Carball on purpose.
Yeah, there's some interesting action going on early in this game. This one is going all the way around the middle of the pitch, but it's sent away by Zen. Gage looking to follow up, gets a great pass. Wolverine fakes it out. Grand.slamdalf trying to get the angle on the shot. Takes a touch and scores in the top right corner.
That was perfect team play there. That already cleared the pitch for grand.slamdalf there. All three players, that almost got in, so that was almost a good save, but they were already positioned by the two attacks earlier and just couldn't make the save in time. They did not have enough boost. They did not have enough time to find the right angle to jump.
Yeah, that was a great play. grand.slamdalf knew he had enough time to take his time to get the proper angle of his car to set up his touch that eventually led to the goal. This one now, Mango's got to be a little bit careful. He's getting bumped. Gage had a chance to shoot. He could not find enough boost to be able to hit the ball in. But again, Mango did not know he was being hunted. Wolverine was all the way downfield, took an opportunistic bump. And that's what Aetherborn are great at. These opportunistic plays, they're always there to make plays happen when necessary. And a great demo to relieve pressure as well, as Tomcats are getting a masterclass put down on them.
Yeah, this is an incredibly strong start from Aetherborn. Obviously, 3 minutes is a lot of time in Rocket League. Look at this clear away from Mango. They are both trying to get the ball up. Zen's carrying the ball, facing two defenders, loses the ball. Zona is shadowing, trying to prevent the shot. Does! Gets the save, Taco!
Yeah, great save by Zona, having to track back and make that play happen. But Zen, great pop. grand.slamdalf has no boost. Zona's coming in, and it's still saved by Wolverine. who had to scream across the front of the net and still somehow gets it out. Every time they need to make a play, they do.
Oh, that's
Gage
dangerous.
is coming in. It's still in front of the net, but they can't find a scoring angle somehow. There's been chances, but this time they keep it out. Mango
Alright,
looking for
goes
the
for
double tap.
Oh!
Cannot get it to go. Zen on the follow. Puts it high. Zona puts the shot on, and it's saved away by grand.slamdalf.
They really forced grand.slamdalf to stretch there. Something I'm wary of with Tomcats, though, is their formation is collapsing a bit. They're clumping up noticeably. They have had very few team bumps or anything, but you can see cars getting in each other's way and forcing them to space inefficiently, where it's harder to save these shots or to put themselves in position to capitalize on their teammates' touches. I mean, there have been a few things here that were turned out to be empty double taps and such that could easily have been Tomcat goals.
Yeah, there's definitely things that could turn into Tomcat goals, but Aetherborn are standing up to the challenge. Zona, that one's a little bit too weak of a shot to break down the defense enough. Wolverine gonna look to slap it forward, tries to get a light touch, but instead whiffs the ball completely. ZonaHOMI was up early in the air, but a little bit too up early. Didn't have the right rotation to get around the ball. This one's played towards the wall. Gage is beat by Mango. Zona coming in. That one's off the post. They can't break this defense down, and the post is still helping out Aetherborn.
I swear, we all have played games where it feels like the post is just magnetized and the ball's going to touch it no matter what we do. grand.slamdalf's going for the double. He can't quite get it. He's a little too far forward to get the double tap. Sends the ball up. He's looking for a teammate. Can't quite find one. Loses the ball to Tomcats again. Right now, this is going into a dangerous territory. Gets a save. Wolverine loses it again. There's Zen. Zen takes out Gage there for a moment. Took me a second to see who exactly blew up in that fur ball. Mango's trying to get the ball, loses it. This is going into the corner. They are running out of time. 1 minute is still a lot of time to make a lot happen, Taco. Goals happen like rainwater if you do not play carefully. Tomcats has found it out the hard way a few times, but here's the question. Can they break this defensive rotation?
They certainly
Turns out
can.
yes!
When Mango comes in and gets a tight angle double, Zona's been looking dangerous, passes it back. Mango, great setup touch, finds the car rotation he needs, and lightly touches it over the defense. That is a fantastic setup, not forcing the touch. They clearly are set up in net for the initial shot, or Aetherborn, so they don't rush it. Zona coming in for the shot!
Oh
it takes
my.
a deflection and goes in, and the dam has been broken open, it feels like. It felt like they could not score for the longest time, and that's an unfortunate touch there from Aetherborn for a little bit of an own goal.
Zona did great setting up that ugly touch. That's half the point of attacking Rocket League. Just forcing the opponent to make bad touches that either clear the ball to somewhere your teammate can follow up or just outright knock the ball into net. You see that a lot in very strong attacking teams. It's not all about directly booting the ball in. And I'm just saying, I was talking about how Tomcats can't score and they immediately scored twice. My PayPal is... you can't get me there. But speaking of what they can't get... grand.slamdalf!
Yeah, Aetherborn never quit. Great 50, and he's so fast as grand.slamdalf. Beats out the Tomcats defender, who had barely even realized the ball was there before grand.slamdalf started boosting for the ball, and wins the race entirely. So this one is as the clock ticks down, we might be headed towards overtime, unless Gage can get it past. Zona trying to clear it long, keep it alive. grand.slamdalf will let it drop and hit the corner, and we have overtime.
Overtime is always stressful because of the golden goal nature of it. I know that's the same as saying water is wet, but you can see it in teams, and this is what sets a great team apart from the rest. They start playing like they're panicking. They start playing like they are trying to force an opening, force an ending. That's a dangerous clear. Can Zen make something happen? Too high! Here comes Mango. He's forced to peel back, gets the ball, gets a quick dribble, heads towards the wall. He's racing defenders. He gets past one of Aetherborn. Can't get past the other. Zona knocks it away. almost gets a team bump, clears it, can't quite get past Gage. 3-car force, 3-car press right now. That is going back to Zen. Aerial forced by 2 defenders. Taco, this is what I'm talking about. The pressure is seriously mounting for Aetherborn.
Yeah, the pressure is certainly mounting, and it's about those great teams that can realize that the pressure is mounting on them, and the ability to reset and make good plays happen is crucial. Wolverine up in the air, calls off his teammates, and will let Gage come in on this one. It's bouncing around the corner. Here comes a demo. Gage realizes it and immediately goes back to challenge the ball. Mango and Zona linking up, trying to get it past the defense. Wolverine is shutting it down. Grand Slamdalf will get a boost steal, play it across net, but there's no one who's there on the follow. It's still Mango. Mango gets a 50, but there's no one on the follow that's bouncing. Grand Slamdalf has a free touch. It's gonna bounce, hit the wall. Zona can't read it. Gage coming in for the follow. It's saved by Mango. Wolverine's shot is high and wide. But now
that
on
might
the
go in. That's it. That's it.
demo!
Oh my! Oh my goodness, Taco. That's exactly the kind of overtime collapse I'm talking about. Eventually, everyone gets too eager to close the door for good. They press up too high, and there's no one in backfield. Tomcats are doing very well tonight. They are very happy, no doubt, to get on the board after that would be, what, 6 losses straight in individual games? They finally get one on the board against Aetherborn, an incredibly strong attacking team, and that just must feel incredible right now. What are you thinking when you see that overtime, Taco?
Yeah, there was a lot of things happening, but Zona was, or sorry, yeah, Tomcats were able to catch out Aetherborn, who had their third man coming in for the final shot. And it's really difficult as the third man when the ball is bouncing to you, but your teammates are both out of position. They're still upfield, probably getting boost. It's really difficult to resist the temptation, even when you really know at the back of your mind you shouldn't, to try and shoot it. And when it goes that high, it's an easy clear down the other end and there's no one back. So to keep your defensive structure while resisting the temptation to have your third man go up, as of course, we get another maintenance of the server. That's number 2 for today, right before the last game starts.
Maybe we should start doing these earlier in the day because Rocket League seems to love going down around this time of night. Every semi-pro league's favorite time is like 10, 11-ish, and Rocket League keeps saying no.
Yeah, we are not having the most luck with server maintenance lately, but we should be almost back up and ready to go as soon as the players join. But again, that is a very great, that's a great win from Tomcats, because it's really easy when you have that many shots in game 2 and it feels like you can't break them down to drop your heads and be like, what do we do? Instead, they kept at it. They changed their approach a little bit and they got better shot opportunities and eventually caught around to scoring them, won a scrappy overtime, and eventually become victors of that game and potentially can take what was looking like a series loss and turn it into a potential 2-2.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed, and right now Mel is going to try to shut the door. So is the rest of Aetherborn. I keep singling out Mel because she does such a great job of being a hub for the rest of her team. But welcome to Game 4, everybody. Tomcats doesn't want it to be so easy.
Yeah, they do not want this to end in an easy Aetherborn win. They are fighting at every step of the way to get this one across the line to come back in the series. Zona, almost got a crazy angle on the follow. That one was a little bit unexpected. I think Grand Slamdalf had a little bit of his reaction times tested. I don't think he expected to be called in like that. ZonaHOMI, his shot is forced an over or double commit, I should say, and it goes flying into the net.
Yeah, look at this from the defender. Wolverine gets it, but he's at the wrong angle and gets it with too much of his bumper, hits it off the post. And once you hit it on the side of the post like that, it's basically a coin flip. That almost made Wolverine look very good, but now Wolverine's going to hate to see that in replay review.
Yeah, and Tomcats did have a lot of shots early on, but the quality of them was not that good. They were finding those clinical finishes, and it forced two people to instantly go for it. And unfortunately, they didn't have enough time.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Just dunks the last defender twice.
Yeah, Mel sets that up. Ditto gets the save on that, but Mel's, I'm sorry, grand.slamdalf's right there. And this is what I was talking about, playing through contact. If grand.slamdalf doesn't stay on that ball, Ditto just saves 3 shots in a row and looks like a hero. But now, grand.slamdalf is looking like the hero, maybe the villain if you're a Tomcats fan. And Mel takes advantage, going up 2-1.
Yeah, grand.slamdalf, great flick. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in directly, but there's no one back to be able to stop that angle that Mel's coming in from to be able to put home the follow. And so Aetherborn now are starting to ramp back up. They're looking great. This one's going to lead to a free touch for Mel, but unfortunately she gets bumped off by a combination of cars in the middle of that field. ZonaHOMI can't get it past Slamdalf. Zen off the corner. Can't get it around Mel. Ditto got Zen on the turn. Zen turns quickly, but he can't find it on target.
grand.slamdalf's going on now. He has a threat at open net. 2 defenders in front of him. Can he get it by him? He certainly gives it the old college try. And so does Wolverine, following up immediately. This is the kind of team play I was talking about. There's never just one Aetherborn car to worry about. They got the defenders out of the way for who's coming up next. Wolverine says whatever Wolverine says. I almost said it's clobbering time. That's Ben Grimm.
Yeah, there was some great 50s there, and Wolverine came in to slam it. But Zen was a little bit too far past back post, or he might have been able to save it. Unfortunately, he started going past it a little bit too fast, could not find reverse, and couldn't get his car pointed the right direction. So now Aetherborn starting to ramp it up. Mel and a combination of players on Aetherborn get into the right position. Mel gets a little bit of help from Slamdalf for a little bit of extra power to put that one in.
That's what I'm talking about. This team is just incredibly good at committing all 3 cars at the right moment. You need to break up the synergy. You need to start robbing boosts. You need to demo people more. Mango has been putting on a great defensive effort, but a lot of the time, Tomcats is simply getting overwhelmed. The good news is there's almost 3 minutes left. The bad news is there's almost 3 minutes left.
Yeah, there is time for either a comeback or for more offense from Aetherborn, who are starting to click. They're starting to look like a complete team that can challenge for the Prospect Tier title. This one's up in the air. Slamdalf couldn't get over the ball, but it was a great attempt in the air. Wolverine now pops it. Zona, good read. Slamdalf, though, so early up in the air to cut out any chance from Tomcats from getting themselves out of defense. So when they should be starting to attack, when they need a goal, they're stuck in their own half for what feels like forever.
Yeah, that is the Aetherborn pressure in a nutshell. grand.slamdalf positions himself. He mistimes it. Zona gets another goal on the board. grand.slamdalf read the angle of that coming in. You can see him come up onto the backboard, start to drive down, but he actually goes down a little too early. He must be kicking himself for that one because he almost had that saved.
Yeah, and that was a great pass on the counter as we have a player not moving off the kickoff, as Zen is currently not moving. 2 minutes on the clock. Don't know if we're going to see everyone. Yep, Zen's back moving, so I don't know what that was about on the kickoff. Luckily, everything's back to normal, and we will have a normal end to this game, hopefully. Maybe Tomcats still have a chance to get back in this game yet. 1 minute 30 is a lot of time for 2 goals. You can't turtle up yet if you're Aetherborn.
Yeah, no room past parking this bus. The parking lots are all filled up, just like the ones in Paris at the arena where the major's happening. I'm sorry, my French isn't so good. I don't remember his name, but Wolverine almost makes you remember his name. A bump against Ditto stops him from following up on that one. Mel tries to shadow back. That is going towards Grand Slam. He's trying to get the ball infield. He's looking for the infield pass. There's no one to follow up on it. He can't quite get the link in the chain he needs. Zen's got the ball. He sends it back to Ditto. Ditto sends it wide. He's looking for Zona there. Zona's airborne. Zen's trying to follow in. Doubles back, can't quite find a good angle on it. He doesn't have much room with Aetherborn, and time is whittling down. Zona, Ditto, Mel, up airborne, looking for Mel again. And right now you've got Gandalf in the back of the field, goes up, saves it, knocks it away, parries the shot aside. Ditto not able to get there in time. 30 seconds left, and another save from Mel. Mel is just really showing why they pay her salary, and we're probably going to see her up in the next tier next season if she keeps playing like this.
Absolutely. She has been the clear critical player for Aetherborn across this series. There could be a chance here. Zen, the touch takes him to the corner, unfortunately. There might not be enough time left. Ditto, this has to be it. It's saved away by who else but Mel. And there is not enough time. They will try for one for the road. It won't matter. Aetherborn win the series 3-1.
What did I tell you? 3-1. I told you it was going to be 3-1.
You did say it was going to be 3-1. So, great prediction there. And that was certainly, I think Mel wanted it to be 3-1 because she was absolutely fighting for those wins.
I think that one win woke Aetherborn up because you saw their defensive rotations sharpen up and you saw them begin attacking a lot more aggressively again. Every time they launched an attack, all three of them were involved in some way. You didn't have anybody too far away from the play. Everyone was able to follow up. Everyone was able to make the next touch in the chain. Pardon me, terribly sorry. And that's just how they drowned out Tomcat tonight. They really saw that game went down and were like, we can't let this happen. And the funny thing is, we heard from the team about who wanted to come in for the post-match interview. And Mel said, essentially, I'm paraphrasing her, whoever of us plays best except for me. But arguably, Mel played the best of all 6 cars on the pitch tonight.
Yeah, I think I would have Mel as the clear MVP of the series, stepping up for Aetherborn to get this one dragged across the line. And Tomcats did not play bad, to be fair to them. I think against weaker defenses, they would have they would have scored a lot more goals and been performing very well.
Absolutely. A lot of this was the defensive rotations sharpening up where they were extremely textbook. There was always a man on back post. There was always a player who had clear second or third man responsibility. Everyone was spaced so that no one's colliding into each other when they need to make saves. And it's just a dream. This is the kind of thing where you hire a coach to teach you how to play Rocket League. And if you pointed to an Aetherborn game tonight, he would say, do that. Do what that team did.
Yeah, it was textbook, great Rocket League for Prospect. It was wonderful to watch. We do have an interview, and the interviewee will be the GM of the D20 franchise, ThatHomieGage.
Oh my goodness. Welcome everybody to ThatHomieGage. Welcome aboard, HomieGage. Incredible stuff tonight. Congratulations on the win.
What is up, you beautiful people? How's it going?
Taco, I'll let you start.
Hey, Gage. First of all, congrats on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
How did you feel about that series? You guys were popping off on the offense, scoring some crazy aerial goals, getting some bumps, demos, really had it all. But you know, on the they or sorry, the who's God, um, whoever you got, the Tomcats team, sorry, on the other side had a lot of goal scoring chances. How did you deal with the pressure? And it seems like you kept your defense together the entire time.
I think the biggest thing is just we've been discussing it as a team. When we get awkward, just rotate out. Try not to be, in a bad spot at a bad time.
Yeah, and from the defense, you guys transitioned that into offense, and you had all kinds of dangerous chances that you converted, continuing to put the pressure. Again, you guys are a rarity, kind of. Some teams full rotate. You guys full rotated today, and same with the other team you played against. It's same with them and Zona and all of them. How did the rotations affect the way you came up against them and how you adjusted to yourself?
I don't think they affected us at all. We have a system where any three of us can go out and win games. It's just a real good group of players that we can fill the roles that we're lacking in.
Yeah, when you had that third game where Tomcat did get the win, what did you guys talk about in the space between games? Did you make any specific adjustments? Was anyone feeling anything about what had just happened, or was there always a solid game plan that you just stuck to?
I wouldn't really say it's a game plan. We just kind of we know how each other play. We know how to work around it. And the biggest thing is just keeping the vibes up. We lost that third game. It was just immediately, hey, we're fine. Let's get back into it. Go into game 4, get it back. And that's what they did.
I was talking to Taco about that during the match, the importance of confidence, about staying mentally calm. So, right here, everybody in chat, we've got an example of that. Thank you very much for proving my point, homie Gage. I mean, who else, right? So, I noticed that this team has extremely good synergy and chemistry. Do you folks regularly compete in other places other than RSC or scrim together, train together? Because it seems like you guys are very used to each other.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of that's chalked down to a bunch of scrims. Our preseason, we started very rough. I think we had a 0-8 first 2 preseason match days. We just kept scrimming and believing in the team. We made the cuts who we made, really good players that we cut to. Like, we didn't really cut anyone bad. But we made the cuts we made, started working on chemistry, got some replay reviews almost immediately once we were down to 4, got some good coaching in, and things just kind of started working. I think every time that we play together, it just feels better. The chemistry feels better. The rotations feel better. I mean, I don't know the exact stats, but I think we as a team have the most assists. But I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Yeah,
Taco?
things feel great.
I'm not sure off the top of my head, but yeah, you guys look great. And after an 0-8 start in preseason, to be able to recover and look like one of the strongest teams in Prospect is pretty impressive. And speaking of the top teams in Prospect, who do you think is the top team, other than you guys, maybe, to be looking out for that's a threat to your chances?
Okay, I think the strongest team in Prospect right now that is not getting the love they deserve is Honey Badgers. That
Mm.
team of pizza flavored, me on display, Ben and or B and J, and who's the other guy? Man, I can't think of the name, but that team is all just all around solid, good players. I was peaking the other day. We scrimmed against them, and every game was within 1 point. If I play average against them, it's over for us in the playoffs. So I'm scared of that team. Very scared.
I mean,
Yeah.
honey badgers, they scare off lions and leopards and everything. So,
Yeah.
honestly, good name, right? They picked a good name.
Yeah, they're gonna be. I'm sure they're gonna be a scary team, especially when you have a Prem player and display on the team. Happy
Oh
birthday,
yeah.
by the way! Shout out display. But thanks Gage for the interview. Anything you want to shout out before you leave?
Absolutely. I just want to say shout out my team. Slamdalf is the best blind draft pick that I've ever had. I want to say shout out Charlie for the scrim before the game. Thanks for taking the L. It really boosted our confidence. And yeah, that's about it.
Well, thank you for the interview. Go enjoy the win and take care.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.
Of course. And everyone else, we're not going to have any streams Sunday or Monday due to the Memorial Day break. So you all get an unfortunate break from the dulcet tones of Taco and K-Vox. I know everyone is agonizing over that fact, but hey, there's plenty of Rocket League out there to watch and enjoy. Everybody go out there, enjoy the major, and I'm not making a call to action. FCC, don't come to my house, but anything you buy in the RLCS bundle in the item shop, the proceeds are going to support the players. Just something to have in mind. I've been K-Vox, this has been Taco. For me, have a lovely night, all of you beautiful people, and I'll let Taco say any words he wants.
Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend.